Hi everyone, my name's Nick, and I'm going to be honest, I love conspiracy theories. Not that I subscribe to every single idea that's out there, but I just love the question of what if, or why this. Who's there? Interrupting cow. Interrupting cow who? So while I love conspiracy theories, the quest for truth, I'm pretty sure that discussions around Building 7 at Christmas time probably got me disinherited. Probably should have just played Monopoly and risked getting stabbed, to be honest. But having said that, there are some things that do crop up out of the woodwork that really just make you stop and go, what the actual fuck? Have you guys heard of the Mandela Effect? Boy, oh boy, I was actually really excited when I heard this one for the first time because, it's something that you can kind of buy into. Everyone can buy into this one. It seemed to just have all of the perks, and it leaves you with a sense that you're special if you feel like you're affected by the Mandela Effect. So naturally, being the curious person I am, I looked into it myself, and the more research I did into this, the more it seems that people are just mad. They've got something that I'm going to be calling Mandela Madness.
Has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does.
So this series that I'm about to delve into is going to explore the effect that the Mandela Effect is having on people, well, anyone who basically seems to have access to a camera and an internet connection. To kick off Mandela Madness, I'm going to start with analysing this video I found on a channel called Night Terrors. The video itself is called Scientist Blows Whistle on Mandela Effect, Whistleblower Tells All, with proof and examples explained. So this is going to be a good starting point for anyone out there who, any of you blind sheep out there who have never heard of the Mandela Effect, because you're all sleeping sheep people. You're a sheeple. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent here. Basically, we're going to roll this video. I will let you guys find out for yourselves, if you've never heard of this before, what the Mandela Effect is, and we're going to just use some critical analysis over some of the claims and other things that are brought up within the video. And just a disclaimer before we start rolling the clip, just to kind of set the standard, this is probably the highest quality video production that I've found out there about the Mandela Effect. So if you want your standards to be perfectly set, look at this and then lower them, periodically as we go through the series. They are just going to get more degenerative. So enjoy that, and for quality videos, come back here and subscribe. So with that being said, sit back and enjoy.
The Mandela Effect is named for the millions of people who remember that Nelson Mandela died in the 1980s. Except that he didn't. History changed, and Mandela lived until 2013.
Wow. So that is where the name, the Mandela Effect, comes from. I'm just going to keep rolling. We'll just keep going with this.
Now a scientist has come forward who confesses he is part of the group which is responsible for thousands of small changes in our timeline.
One of those changes being that they brought Nelson Mandela back to life. And many others. This screen you see here is just a hint into all of the corporate elites or businesses or industries that are in charge of editing our past and putting the Mandela Effect into effect. Sorry, spoilers. I'm going to keep rolling. I'll let you guys figure it out for yourselves. It's quite complicated, so bear with this guy.
In August of 2016, he said his name was Jeremy.
Okay, wait. So, he said his name was Jeremy in August 2016, but was that his name? Is his name Jeremy?
He said his name was Jeremy,
So Bill, his name is definitely Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Okay, so we've got our first Mandela strike right here, folks. We've seen it because in the first profile picture we see of Jeremy, his name is Michael.
At 4chan.org, an anonymous forum, he admitted to be one of the 23 scientists, a group called The Collective, which is changing human history. Although he is a young man in his 20s, he suffers from exposure to the equipment used to alter time.
This is all a lot more epic when I read it in my Batman voice. I'm not the narrator you deserve, but I'm the narrator that you need.
He will be dead before his next birthday.
That's tragic.
He believes the public has a right to know. Therefore, Jeremy is blowing the whistle now. Part of the Mandela Effect is the sudden appearance of new animal species on Earth,
such as doves and rabbits and magicians.
Such as the flying fox.
Well, okay. Okay. No, it's not. It's not a new kind of bat. The flying fox is a normal name that's attributed to a lot of different species of bats that live all around the Asian sort of continent and through Africa and through the Pacific as well. Nice try, Bill, but this is a big bone of contention that I have with the Mandela Effect, or people who claim that the Mandela Effect is in place, is that they take things that they don't know about or have only just learned about, and they say that was just never like that. I know because I'm an expert. Anyway, let's continue and see what other information he has about these animals that suddenly appear because of the Mandela Effect.
This is a new kind of bat with a wingspan of 6 feet, which did not exist until this year. And then, abruptly, it had always existed.
It had always. Before then, you just didn't know about them, Bill.
In the Maldives and the Philippines and Australia. According to Jeremy, the Mandela Effect started after the Earth suffered an extinction event back in 2012. He will not reveal the nature of the worldwide catastrophe.
Hold on. Did you not say that this scientist was doing a full disclosure to blow the whistle on the Mandela Effect because he's not going to live past his next birthday? And now you're telling me that he's not going to tell us the nature of the event that only left 23 scientists who basically rewrote human history somehow. Okay, alright, hey, I'm not going to question him. He's giving us truth, you know, we gotta accept that.
But the clues point to nuclear war. The Collective was a gathering of physicists who survived. They knew their one chance to save the planet was to alter the timeline. A quantum computer gave them access to the manipulation of space-time, and our history was reset. Unfortunately, the original history leaves a residue.
So the original history is like when you cook bacon, that you don't want your vegan wife to know that you've been using her frying pan. Even though you can use as much Jif as you want, and as much hot water and soap and a scouring pad, there will be a residue, and she will know. And that, my friends, is the Mandela Effect. That's the marriage effect, actually. Anyway.
Even after the war itself was eliminated, to protect humanity from the higher level of background radiation which lingered. The scientists experimented with improvements to the human body. They increased the size of the liver to better process environmental toxins. To increase the size of the heart, they had to modify its position. The heart has always been located on the left side of the chest. Today, that is no longer the case.
It was never the case. This is another one of those old wives' tales that just linger around that your heart is on the left-hand side, when in fact it is in the center. Okay, it makes sense because that's where the sternum is the densest and it's protecting the most vital organ. The reason people think it's off to here is because you can feel the heartbeat here, and that's because in that simulation he even showed you that's where one of the main pumps is. So it feels like your pulse is off to the side because you can't feel your pulse through your sternum. It's... Sorry, I can't linger on this or it's going to frustrate me. Let's keep going.
The heart is now located in the center of the chest. This can be confirmed on any medical website. Most people now believe it's always been there.
It has always been there, Bill.
But some of us remember.
Some of us remember that we were wrong.
Part of residual reality is that some people remember the original history instead of the new history. Jeremy calls this a failure of the veil, or the...
That's a Verifone SC5000 pin pad right there. It's a good piece of equipment.
Now that the collective has prevented our extinction, Jeremy fears they wish to manufacture the future by overwriting our memories.
Seems fair. I mean, they saved us from some kind of war.
The quantum computer program has a more serious bug.
Oh.
The population is suffering temporal side effects. The newest updates are producing symptoms like chronic headaches, loss of breath, memory holes,
and people drawing on their temples with a Sharpie. The only chronic headache that people are getting is from listening to this garbage. This is, oh my god.
And feelings of paranoia. If the program is not fixed, the result may be a kind of server crash, in which the nuclear war timeline will be restored retroactively. The human race will have already died, having starved and been frozen in nuclear winter.
This sounds like an awesome plot to a movie.
Mandela Effect
Because it's the Matrix. That's why it sounds so good.
To the text of the Holy Bible. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 6, once read, "The lion shall live with the lamb." Now it reads, "The wolf shall live with the lamb." However, residual proof of the lion can be seen in works of religious art. Soon, people will begin to doubt their Bible is really the Word of God. The number of changes already made to the original timeline is more than 12,000.
Hold on. So you've given us one example. That's not really even an example, it's speculation because you found some biblical pictures of a lion with a sheep. And you can remember the passage being the lion lives with the sheep and now it's the wolf lives with the sheep, blah, 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 blah. And now you're claiming there's over 12,000 changes. Well, then this series just got a hell of a lot longer to make. They get you to buy into these by showing you something that could be true. You know, here's just a little bit, and then they make a really bold claim like that. There's 12,000 changes. You know, you can't ignore 12,000 changes, except I'm not going to show you any of them.
Jeremy says the true nature of reality is like Russian nesting dolls. Because even as the collective revises our reality, they bear their own memory lapses, leading to the suspicion that they themselves are being manipulated in space-time by some unknown outside committee, of which they know nothing.
Did he forget that last part? Like, there was a really clear jump cut.
By some unknown outside committee, of which they know nothing.
Does he think that it's easier to just talk like this and put pauses unnecessarily in the middle of a sentence so that it sounds more epic and it takes longer to actually listen to? It's not a good way of talking. But hey, maybe that's his thing. I haven't seen any of his other videos, so maybe this is like he presents him like this. He's got a good green screen going on. I'd like to have that technology, but I feel like this is a lot of time and effort wasted. Let's see what his sign off is. Okay, it's all of his sources. All of his sources, apparently. But having a look at this, these are just links to the images that he's used. Again, I'm not here to shit on anyone and their beliefs.
The Mandela Effect is an uncanny sense of strangeness or eeriness. Familiar things look hauntingly peculiar and foreign, as if from some sort of parallel universe. Earlier I drew a card from the strangest card deck I know.
Uno?
The Polarity deck.
Okay. Polarity deck.
And it was this one. It shows a vase with a crack in it, and sunlight is going through the crack.
Alright, that was that was creepy. I have to look up what that polarity deck. Maybe that's like a running joke that he has at the end of his show. I don't know. I don't subscribe to the channel, so I have no idea. But my final thought for this episode, I'm not here to shit on anyone's beliefs. I think that it's fine if you want to believe in the alternative, if you want to have a belief that makes you feel special in some way, like the Mandela Effect does. Because if you can remember a past that's different to other people, it kind of makes you feel special, You're kind of like John Connor. You've got a secret hidden past or a secret hidden future in store for you. And that's fine to feel that way. That's nice. I'd like to feel that way as well. But at the same time, you can get that feeling from doing other stuff as well. You don't have to believe that, Nelson Mandela died in 1980, or that Forrest Gump said a certain line a certain way. Spoilers for the next episode, by the way. You could just go out and do a good deed for somebody, but don't tell them that you did it. And then only you will know that you did that good deed, and no one else will know, and you'll be like, yeah, I remember that good deed. But more and more, and I'll talk about this in the next episode, it just feels like the Mandela Effect is a big excuse for, actually, I fucking just didn't know anything about history, or about how things are. And instead of claiming that I didn't know, fucking scientists changed the past. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. That was a fucking awkward burp.